My mother dislikes you and she likes everyone. And I never liked to admit when I was in the wrong.
I think we're gonna be able to finish this game today. What do you guys think? I got a new chair, by the way. And I got some cool stuff coming down the line. Nothing that's actually cool, but stuff that's cool mentally. So, come join me in my mental journey, and let's hop right back into some Danganronpa Mauve, the last of Chapter 1, or Chapter 2.
All right, let's announce the results. The ultimate fashion model Rintaro Tomo, whom you all voted for the blackened, is correct! Congratulations, Spotless! You've guessed it correctly again.
You. The second class trial ended like this. Compared to the first time, our numbers have become even fewer. We somehow managed to survive this time as well. But I can't just be swept away by the atmosphere like back then and remain dazed. I took a step toward the place I needed to go, or what sounded like quite a few steps, actually. Wait, Miyuki! Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Actually, it's gonna be much more than a heartache. Tell me, why did you kill Kizuki? Tomo stared deeply into my eyes. It felt like he wanted to peer into my very soul, making my body shiver uncomfortably. I'm recording. That's a great attitude. I can feel it. That change, I mean. What? You of all people, Mr. Miyuki, are now so passionately pressing me. It's proof of a huge change. But do you still not understand about the reason why I killed Miss Kizuki? I thought I had already provided enough explanation to Mr. Miyuki. Did you really think that just by blabbering on about whatever suits you, the message would get across? How can that be? What about the rest of you? Does anyone here fully understand why I took Kizuki's life? No! Go die! Anyway, I don't know that kind of reason.
Is there a reason to be so curious? Is there a reason to be curious? Right now, I have no thoughts other than wanting to escape this unpleasant place as quickly as possible. I'm afraid of you, Mr. Tomo. Who exactly are you?
This is going to be a long story. Fortunately, I think I'll have enough time to share my story. What kind of story is this? Isn't it a simple story like you committed murder after seeing the motive? Oh, Justin, your Japanese has become fluent again. To witness such a scene twice. Don't beat around the bush. Just tell me. I need to know about your stupid motivation already.
When Justin rarely raised his voice, Tomo smiled and raised both hands. Actually, that's just one hand. Yes, I understand. Although, from my perspective, it's not a good thing. You're the winners and I'm the looter. The looter. I'm the loser. As a loser, I shouldn't ruin the atmosphere, right? As Mr. Justin pointed out, my motive did not significantly influence the fact that I committed the murder. They simply reached out to me when I was wandering aimlessly.
Then, why would you?
Haven't you already deduced it? This was an impulsive killing. I simply followed my heart faithfully. In other words, at that time, I killed Miss Kizuki because I wanted to kill her. Miss Kizuki's, pardon my French. Death is not meaningless. It was also a significant outcome that reflects my will.
What? What is that? This disgusting bastard. Get him, Shoji. I heard footsteps coming behind me. Before I knew it, Shinano had come closer, bumped my shoulder as he passed by, and grabbed Tomo by the collar. I knew you'd do something like this, you murderer! So, life is precious. You're going to volunteer in a remote area, make friends. It was all lies. All of it was complete bullshit. Did you have a hard time holding back your laughter while trying to make yourself look good like that? Did we look like an entire joke to you? Answer me, you psychopath! Nice! Shoji, get him! Get the boy, Shoji!
Please calm down, Mr. Shinano. If you get so worked up, you won't be able to hear what I have to say.
Shut up!
I'll never listen to your fake, pretentious bullshit ever again. I tried my best and yet I'm spitting everywhere. I tried so hard to do something. Why do these selfish monsters keep showing up? Why am I spitting everywhere right now? It's just because I'm so passionate.
Shinano's words could not continue until the end. The grip on Tomo's collar slowly loosened, and Shinano, with his knees buckling, soon collapsed to the ground.
Yeah, that's right. Do we have any obligation to listen to you? Cut the crap and just give a real reason.
Although I was already painfully aware of this, it seems I am still quite lacking in my ability to persuade others. There's absolutely nothing to be gained by needlessly stirring up anger like this. I think it's best to explain things in chronological order, but... Toma briefly stroked his chin as if gathering his thoughts, then placed his hand on his exposed neck. First, I should probably talk about my scarf. Has anyone noticed a change?
That, after discarding it so flashily, there's no way we wouldn't notice.
Ah, so you noticed. In that case, let's speed things a bit. Just before Tomo made his final desperate struggle, he shook off his heavy burdens as if they were nothing at all. Or perhaps it was that scarf, discarded with a carefree casualty, like a bird preening its feathers before taking flight. Could you focus on this, please? I'm not sure if it'll be noticeable. Tomo then pointed to the area around the middle of his own neck. Isn't that a scar? It's been bothering for a while now. That's right. This is a glorious medal I received during my middle school years. Ew, what? What's so special about it? I have scars like that all over my body. Alright, bro, you're kinda cool. Isn't value something that you typically assign for yourself, Mr. Justin? The scars on Justin's body must each hold their own meaning. So you used to wear that scarf to cover up your scar, right? Scar. F. See what I did there? I covered up my scar with a scar. F. When I was young, I was bullied. Oh no, poor guy. The totalitarian culture of this country simply does not acknowledge the concept of difference. I must have been the prime target in this society, chasing that elusive value called beauty. Back then, there was a friend who helped me. Without caring that they were also being bullied, they truly listened to my story.
That story you've told me before about being bullied. You said you had experienced it.
That was it? What?
No matter how you look at it, it's trivial matter. Why are you being so strict and serious about you don't have any friends, do you?
Wow, how did you know? Actually, I was bullied in middle school. Oh yeah, right. Boo-hoo, welcome to AGT.
That's what you said before.
To think you remember even the stories I shared as I am passing. I, Rintaro Tomo, am truly shocked.
Don't be emotional by something like that.
Regardless, unfortunately, as things stand, I simply cannot view that friend favorably. Because that friend is the one who left me with this scar.
How did that even happen? If it's not too much to ask, Mr. Murderer of my closest friend.
It's possible that this was a self-imposed punishment, driven by resentment towards me, the one who caused their ostracization? Ostracization? Yeah, ostracization. There we go. Or it could have been orchestrated by the group that was leading the bully, promising they would stop if the act was committed. Sure. Since there was no one to ask nor any need to ask, I still don't know the reason.
So, in the end, you never knew?
But I realized the most important thing. With the blade buried deep, blood gushed from the gaps between my fingers wrapped around my neck, and the stench of blood mixed with the air as I gasped. I ended up feeling something at that moment.
Something?
That was the first time. Please keep that in mind.
Toma held up one long finger, and before I could even grasp the thread of the story, he smoothly transitioned to the next one.
Time passed, and this is what happened when 4 days had gone by since I first set foot in this school.
Suddenly you're skipping ahead?
If it's been 4 days, then...
You mean back when the first class trial was held, right?
That's right. To elaborate further, it was the day that Mr. Iwata and Miss Fukuoka passed away. So? My emotions about Mr. Iwata's body were sincere. I felt a sense of outrage. I wanted to immediately catch the one who extinguished this precious life, and I barely suppressed my desire to hurl insults right in their face. I couldn't bring myself to feel any other way.
Don't lie. Are you being hypocritical even at the brink of death?
You're wrong. I have never been as pure, as unguarded, and as honest as I am in this moment. Please do not insult my confession with the gaze of a mere commoner.
Shinano, let's hear the whole story first and then make a judgment for ourselves.
He looked mortified. Are you finished? If there are no interruptions, I will continue the story. I believe you are already familiar with the developments that followed. At the end of the deduction, Mr. Fukuoka was singled out as the culprit and was dragged to the execution platform, then into that large oven.
Oh, it's coming back to me! That scene again!
That was the second time.
What are you trying to say?
When Miss Fukuoka began to burn inside the oven, she started to shed tears of blood. I felt it again. That inexplicable feeling, there it is again, that inexplicable feeling. I stayed up all night thinking about it after returning to my private room that day. There was no way I could have been wrong. Even as I was bleeding out and my consciousness faded, that feeling embraced me with perfect clarity.
You've been talking about feelings repeatedly, but we really don't understand when you express it in such vague terms. Can you at least describe what it was like? Wouldn't it have been a negative emotion? Wasn't it something both of them felt at that moment of someone's final breath?
That's the strange part. My gut feeling interpreted it as a rapture.
What did you say?
That's interesting. Seriously? Are you actually insane? So you're saying you enjoyed yourself while you were dying?
Well, What you said?
And while watching others die?
He wasn't dying. When was he dying?
That's exactly correct. I've spent time trembling with anxiety, wondering if I've gone mad at some unknown moment in my life.
Oh, is she talking about back in middle school or whatever that he was talking about? Okay.
I also began to question my own beliefs and reflected on my mental health. But no matter how I look at it, Rintaro Tomo, was a divine messenger who revered and worshipped life.
When you were saying your beliefs were wavering, was that the reason? That's why you did it.
That's right. Even before bringing it up, when Mr. Mikawa was bleeding from his nose, my heart was once again fluttering in yet another strange direction.
We remember. Yay, blood.
Blood?
It's a nosebleed, Tomo.
Before seeing Miss Fukuoka's death, I had never felt that way when I saw blood. I, too, had no idea what was happening inside of me. In the midst of those days that felt like walking on thin ice, today has finally come. However, there is one part where Miyuki's reasoning is incorrect. I didn't hear about the library from the warehouse. In fact, I had been planning to visit the library for quite some time.
What?
Mr. Miyuki and Miss Jumanji had to withdraw from the investigation due to fatigue, and it seemed Miss Kizuki was in a tight spot, so she asked me for help. She asked if it would be possible to visit the library around lunchtime if I had some free time. The story after that, I remember every single word vividly. For the sake of the late Miss Kizuki, I must convey everything to you all exactly as it was.
Okay.
You know, it's not the same as it was. It's been a while since I've been to the library. Instead of wasting my free time, I should at least delve into the works of various great authors. I still have a long way to go myself. What are all these albums scattered on the desk? I think it would be best if whoever is reading this puts it back where it belongs. It can't be helped. I'll take care of organizing this myself. Was that Miss Kizuki, or...
Tomo? Is that you, Tomo?
Ah, yes, it's me. Just a moment, please. You were quite far back, weren't you? I almost missed you. Miss Kizuki, are you injured?
I'm alright. You don't have to worry. I was trying to take a book out and ended up hitting my face. Ugh, my clothes are covered in blood. It seems the bleeding has somewhat stopped, so I think I should change my clothes first. If I'd known this would have happened, I wouldn't have tried to be so nosy and investigate things on my own while waiting for you. Tomo? Tomo, are you okay? What's wrong? Tomo, you're scaring me. Tomo, huh? You're not that kind of person.
And then he was that kind of person.
That pink hue. Between the yellow flesh, the dark crimson reeking of blood, and the pale ashen hue of the skull. The shy crimson brain revealing itself just slightly. Let's hold off on that for now. We don't want to get things out of order. I intend to pay respect to Miss Kizuki, but it would be unwise to ruin everything due to a momentary impulse. What is he saying? Surprisingly, the thought I had upon seeing Miss Kizuki was, I just wanted to break Kizuki completely. Ugh. However, at the same time, it was the third instance. This was the third moment when I experienced that rapture. I was overwhelmed by confusion upon confusion, and ultimately, I had no choice but to take the best action I could at that moment.
Mr. Tomo, weren't you the one who fabricated the circumstances to make Miss Jumanji look like the culprit back then?
That's right. I disguised myself because I was confused. In other words, that's what you meant back then.
Is this me? In other words, that's what you meant back then. You disguised yourself to buy as much time as possible to think about your true feelings. Is this still me? Yes. To at least delay you from being framed as the culprit as much as possible.
Yes, that's correct, Mr. Miyuki. You do understand me.
That's not it. I just thought this is how things will fit together. I wanted to avoid being seen like a stranger any longer.
Is that so? That's a shame. Anyway, since each of you is an outstanding individual, I never thought for a moment that I could deceive you until the end. In fact, even Mr. Shitanda had completely grasped the truth even before the trial. My trick's objective was to somehow explain why I killed Miss Kizuki before the trial ends. It was about stalling for time until I could understand why I wanted to kill Miss Kizuki. Instead of using flashy tricks, I set traps by subtly twisting your methods of deduction.
And you realized that just before you gave it up and confessed.
Indeed, even though I used every trick I could muster to block your path, you ultimately caught me without much trouble. I desperately tried to somehow make up for the lacking time, but in the end, I even failed at that. Just before giving up and before things could get worse, right before honestly confessing, Mr. Miyuki's words reminded me of that prophecy I had tucked away in my pocket. Do not turn away from your own heart, for it is revealing to you a truth more transparent than anything else.
That's what you were muttering about not having time.
But there's still something I just don't understand at all. So, what exactly is that new enlightenment of yours?
You understood perfectly. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that everything I've said up until now has been for that very reason. What exactly have I been pursuing as beauty? What exactly have I been pursuing as beauty all this time? Being alive cannot simply explain the rapture that occurred 3 times, so this cannot be it. Does that mean I like death? It goes against my life's purpose. I was outraged the moment I saw Mr. Iwata's body, so that's not possible. It was only after hearing that sharp piece of advice, don't turn away from your heart, that I finally realized it. I was truly foolish. Should I say it's fortunate that I realized it, even if it was late?
Tomo paused, his chattering speech momentarily silenced. All eyes were fixed on him. Everyone who had been regarding him with looks of loathing and contempt.
Just give us the conclusion. Hurry up.
My belief that life is beautiful remains unchanged. However, this is an issue that requires a more sophisticated and in-depth approach. My conclusion is that I revere life so much that I consider the moment right before it fades away, when it burns brightest, to be the ultimate beauty.
What?
What are you saying? In other words, you think life is most beautiful when it's about to end?
Exactly! It's also called the last flash of brilliance. It was most beautiful when, just before that fiery, pulsing thing flickered out, it desperately struggled to keep its flame alive.
You?
The sight of Miss Fukuoka's gritting her teeth and shedding tears of blood, the way Miss Kizuki was trembling with convulsions just before she passed away, it was utterly captivating by their enchanting allure. Thinking about it that way, everything makes sense. Why I was startled by Mr. Mikawa's nosebleed and why I wanted to kill Miss Kizuki. At the time, Miss Kizuki was wearing a white coat stained with blood from a nosebleed. To me, she looked like a woman on the verge of death. I finally gained certainty. The ultimate beauty lies in the ambiguity between life and death. But paradoxically, that's why life burns the brightest, originating from the moment of death. Do you understand? The moments when life and death diverge on their destinies, brushing past each other in a fleeting instant, unable to connect. Art in a fleeting moment, aesthetics in a fleeting moment. In that fleeting moment, I, holding the blood-stained book, dare to challenge Pygmalion's name.
Pygmalion? From the bazaar? TL's note, Pygmalion is a Greek myth about a sculptor who falls in love with a statue which is then brought to life. Thank you.
Oh, Miss Kizuki, I sincerely apologize for having to mention you, my true friend, in such a captivating manner. But I don't want to stop either. Since I'm not good at explaining things, I've endured it until they understand. No longer can I bear this. It's like my blood is boiling. My veins are cooking from within. It's like pus has filled my spine. I can't take it anymore. Miss Kizuki, how could you tremble so beautifully with your entire body? Your lips so small linger with words left unsaid, tormenting me. Even a master craftsman of the century finds it hard to carve without breaking, thanks to those slender fingers that were able to dance one last time. Those eyes that will rot the quickest, but because of that, will be able to hold the soul until the very end. Especially your hair is the best. White color is hard to keep it clean. Like spilling an ink bottle onto blank paper. Like trampling snow with heavy boots. Yeah, maybe that's why she's called Rika.
It means snowflower.
When blood slowly starts to seep out, staining your clothes, your hair, your face, everything that is white. If I had realized that then what I was capable of, I would have dropped to my knees and prayed instead of running away so disgracefully.
No one stopped Tomo as he rampaged, desecrating the dead with cheap flowery language. That wasn't to say Tomo was being completely ignored. It was evident in the expressions of the audience. Confusion, disgust, unease, and contempt. Those terrible hues were plastered across every face.
Was this how King Midas felt? It feels like a terrible fever has broken all at once. It makes me even more regretful that I couldn't compete with all of you, because I will never get to see your executions. The passing of 12 beautiful ultimate students. It makes me catch my breath, just imagining it, and my mind feels numb. Wouldn't it be an honor to just behold such a beautiful sight? Further conversation would be meaningless. I'm scared. Criticism. I'm used to it. In the short span of over a decade, I've learned that my aesthetic is already difficult to understand.
Yeah, it is.
It felt like living in a sealed room where no one could reach me. Is that the kind of person who crushed Kizuki's hopes like this? Kizuki wanted more than anything to connect with someone. She came to this school because she hated being alone in her own room. Kizuki will never be able to leave that locked room now. And why do you still not realize that you are trapped in that sealed room? Look around. See those eyes filled with terror and disgust?
I see them.
That is truly a shame. I'm an open person now, haven't you noticed? Me, filled with a newfound understanding and more confident and joyful than ever before. Transcending my foolish past self, I am elated to spread my intentions across this world right at this moment. It's truly disappointing that you don't seem to understand.
Tomo, you were never an ordinary person to begin with. I wish you had just kept talking about loving living like just before. Back then, even though you felt a bit overwhelming, I thought you were someone with a strong core and upright kindness. Right now, you're just a delusional psychopath who doesn't even realize you're spinning in circles in your own world. Are you even sorry for Kizuki, who's dead now?
You're doing the same thing again. Why do you all make such assumptions of me like that? I just can't understand it.
What?
Why wouldn't I feel sorry for Miss Kizuki? I'm also sad that she's not here with us.
Okay.
As someone who considered her a friend, I am utterly devastated that Miss Kizuki was the one who had to suffer. However, if it hadn't been for Miss Kizuki's death, would I have been able to achieve this understanding? I don't think so. So, I intended to live carrying Miss Kizuki's will on my back, so that I would never forget. That's wrong.
I couldn't help but interject at this point. Kizuki loved animals, including people, more than anyone else, and she wanted to make friends more than anyone else. And you completely trampled both of those dreams. Kizuki wouldn't have wanted to be carried on the back of a murderer like that. If Kizuki were alive and saw you, what do you think she would have said? You were pretty close with her, so you should have some idea, right? Why am I like this? Why am I so angry about Kizuki's death? Maybe because she was the awesomest person in the whole game? I don't know.
Well, you brushed it off as no big deal yesterday, but with his amnesia, I couldn't help but feel uneasy. And it is a zoologist's nature not to be able to turn away from a sick animal. As I said, daijoubu. I didn't do anything grand like nursing. I just kept an eye on you. It's not a big deal. How could you do that? How ignorant are you about what phobias are? How do I look? Why are you so eager to pick on Miyuki? It's been like this before, just clinging to Miyuki with baseless accusations and derailing the discussion. Can't you just let it go? Is Miyuki really that suspicious? Yes, I thought of the song, I just sang it last time, I remember, so I'm not gonna do that to you again. Do you hate him that much? I just want to protect the friends I have left. Even if things are this way, they were my first friends I ever made.
I usually don't read all of the flashbacks like that. But come on, if it's gonna be the last time that I ever get to do her voice, man.
Of course, I've taken into account that Miss Kizuki might dislike me as well, Mr. Miyuki.
What?
If Miss Kizuki were alive and saw me now, she would surely scold me severely. This is a path far removed from the beauty that Miss Kizuki pursues. That's why I was even more determined to take on that burden as well. Though a friend who shared my heart and held views opposite to mine, I will cherish her for a lifetime, as she is a benefactor who enlightened me.
It's not gonna be a very long lifetime, is it now?
To spend a lifetime with her, isn't that beautiful? As I mentioned before, it's called tolerance. It's called tolerance. I mixed Tomo, my name is Tomo, right? Tomo and tolerance, I mixed the two, anyway. However, I do not make the It's called tolerance, that's correct.
What's that?
It's a concept that originates from French. Sorry, I don't care about those other people, but I'm gonna talk now. It means understanding, tolerate, and respect for others' thoughts, actions, and religions, even if you don't agree with them.
I do not agree with your opinion, however, you may opinion.
Okay, it struck me anew that the madman standing before my eyes was undoubtedly Tomo. With Kizuki's blood on his hands, he's spouting words that make no sense. Despite everything, Tomo had persistently tried to overcome this murder game with us. It was indeed that Tomo who was giving a long speech about the beauty of life. That sense of disconnection tightens around my heart even more. You crazy lunatic.
Upon reflection, perhaps Miss Kizuki should have passed away. She understood me, but that understanding was far from my true self. Perhaps Miss Kizuki might have been trying to stop me until the very end. From Miss Kizuki's perspective, she would have wanted me to remain as someone who simply loves life. Well, I'm not sure if it's appropriate to tell you this, blah, blah, blah.
What are you talking about? You were the one who cherished and loved life more than anyone. You talked about yourself, about animals, about volunteering in remote areas like Africa.
You're right, I was in Africa. I bless the rains down there as well, in Africa.
Then you just have to make it precious again.
Miss Kizuki.
No matter what Monokuma says, with your strong will, you might be able to defy his schemes head on, don't you think? There's no reason for you to waver.
Oh, that's right. When he was all wavering like that before we, like, examined the second floor or whatever, she was the one to help him up. I am fighting every urge to flip you off right now, bro.
You're not that kind of person.
I'm that kind of person. However, when Miss Kizuki passed away, at the same time, I also have obtained the key to enlightenment. I don't believe this was a coincidence. It was only after I killed the only person who understood me with these hands that I finally understood who I truly am. Oh, the irony. My life is so mixed up and tangled, that's a good movie, that I don't know whether to smile or cry. I'm completely at a loss.
I had no intention of interrupting Tomo mid-sentence, let alone making him stop talking. To those selfish words directed at Kizuki, to that destructive aura, to that blind love, he burned himself out far more than I did. So I'm trying to keep myself from reaching those horrifying thoughts.
Well, it's all rather anticlimactic, isn't it? In the end, my schemes and ambitions crumbled before your will. Was it my shortcomings, or did you simply have ideals that surpassed my beauty?
No, but it was pretty fun to solve. It's not even comparable to sitting in my room with a puzzle book. With your level of intelligence, you can certainly be proud of being a clever culprit.
Truthfully, I didn't particularly expect that praise. I'd like to hear your assessment of my beauty.
Huh? And that's just a load of garbage, a bunch of bullcrap philosophy. Why even spouting that embarrassing stuff anyway?
Get wrecked?
I apologize. It seems all that awaits me now is an execution.
Yeah, of course. If you like the moment of death so much, why don't you go and die yourself?
To be honest, I had a vague thought about that ever since I was accused of being the culprit. I'm a person who's already stared death in the face, aren't I? Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to feel it again. Of course, it's possible that those stray thoughts are the reason I haven't found a breakthrough. Before that, there's something I'd like to ask, Mr. Monokuma, if you have a moment.
Huh? What are you going to ask?
What exactly is the machine called Rhetorica? I had never experienced anything like that before. It was like seeing a person. No, something beyond that.
I told you, it's something I specially brought in that was a huge hit at Mono Land. The effects are guaranteed, I tell you.
What's wrong with your head? Pull yourself together. That thing is just a piece of metal, you know? Why are you going on and on like you're some kind of expert, praising it so much?
What's wrong with his head? Why else would he be acting like that? Why even bother trying to lecture a guy like him? It's best to leave him alone.
Are you finished? If so, may I ask you a question?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
Do you recall the needle that was supposedly stuck on the doorknob of my private room? The person who installed that. It wasn't Mr. Tomo after all.
Right. I was so focused on the case, I completely forgot about that. No, yeah, it makes sense that it wouldn't be. Because he wouldn't have gotten to see the last moment of her dying eyes or whatever.
Oh, right, that did happen. Of course, I didn't install it. As I mentioned, it is only now that I've come to truly appreciate the value of beauty. What possible reason could I have had for using such a trap to harm Miss Tadira at the time?
Is that really the case?
That ultimately means...
It is truly regrettable, but the traitor among you who seeks to harm not only Miss Tadira, but others is still present. Oh, of course, if that person had been Miss Kizuki, the story would be different. But I can't imagine Miss Kizuki would ever do such a thing.
Damn it! In the end, we found ourselves continuing to harbor this intense tension and suspicion. The moment of relief at having found the killer had already vanished.
I've answered your questions. I think I've done everything I can for you all. Well, I have one last favor to ask.
Tomo then suddenly jumped into the center of the courtroom. He started making eye contact with all of us as he walked around in a circle.
Please remember who I was. There was a human named Rintaro Tomo, the ultimate fashion model, a divine messenger, or simply a lamb who appreciated beauty. Please engrave this in those two eyes of yours.
Wow, he's way crazy.
Get away! Get away!
Disgusting monster.
I can't see it myself, so I'm fine. But it's really noisy.
At least cover your ears then.
Oh dear, the students are getting rowdy. I suppose we better begin the punishment quickly.
If you could remember even a little about my values and true beauty, the past 10 years of my life will never have been in vain. Then I too can close my eyes with a little more satisfaction.
I've prepared a very special punishment for the ultimate fashion model, Rintaro Tomo.
Even if it's just a fragment of memory, I couldn't ask for more than to be with all of you. Please let me.
Shall we run it together then?
Please remember me.
It's punishment time.
Who are we punishing again?
Rintaro Tomo? Name doesn't ring a bell. Oh, look. He's gonna go on the runway. When did you have time for a costume change? And where'd the scar on your neck go? Did you cover it up with makeup or what? Oh, there it is. A needle.
Life role model artist.
It's like those thumbtack rubber band guns that people would make in school. You enjoying yourself there, bud? Okay. There's a lot of monokumas there. All kill. Oh, you press that and it kills everyone? Uh-oh, he stepped on the death key. When did a flower get... Wait, when did you do another costume change? I said flower, I mean butterfly. Why is there a robotic praying mantis? Okay. There was butterflies and praying manti. Why does he have a pacifier in his mouth? Bye, Tomo. All right, now bring Kizuki back out. Hey, it was all a trick. She's alive, right? Right? Hey, my noise led into that. Shoji Shinano. Oh, that's still him? Where did he go?
Yes, this is it! The ultimately despairing metamorphosis and death of a butterfly! No matter how you're reborn or whatever term you apply here, it all comes down to that in the end.
Oh, Ego, I forgot about you.
Hey, where are you going?
It wasn't even close. It's embarrassing how off her reasoning was.
I can't do this anymore. Please get me out of this hellish place.
Let's try to think positive somehow, okay? Tomo is a psychopath who might have become a serial killer if we had let him live, left him alive, right? Maybe it would have been better to let him die here. Sorry, I tried to lighten the mood a bit, but I got a bit desperate.
Don't you understand context, Miss Tsubaki? Do you think we are so frustrated simply because Mr. Tomo was executed?
I said I'm sorry.
The sense of crisis that two more people were in the same position as us has fallen, and the despair that a traitor was still hiding among us. And the biggest cause of this anxiety, the uncertainty of how many other mentally unstable people are out here. Our thinking is quite shallow.
Hey, I said I'm sorry, so why are you still pressing the issue? You're not the only sensitive person here, you know.
I found it hard to overlook the light-hearted remarks that didn't suit the situation.
I was mistaken about you, Sarashina. You've been so irritable lately. I thought you were a much kinder person.
Kinder? I wonder how effective attempts to define others with such one-dimensional language will be in future class trials. I wouldn't presume to offer criticism with your limited knowledge.
No, the more I listen...
Stop! Stop. I don't want to see you fighting anymore. Stop tearing each other down and blaming one another. Please don't do that.
I'm sorry.
But I don't think everything Sarashina and Tsubaki said should be completely dismissed. You've been on edge a lot more than usual lately.
The situation has changed. If that's the case, shouldn't our approach also change accordingly? I would appreciate it if you could understand that I don't want to judge things so pessimistically either. And Misaki Kuzu, isn't it unnecessary for you to lecture me like that?
What?
Twice. You have failed to prevent murder twice. Understand that I will have to reconsider placing my trust in you going forward.
That is really unfair from Misaki's perspective. How could she have known Tomo was such a twisted person? It's practically the same as having a psychopathic killer among a group of ordinary students.
I don't believe we're in a position to consider such things. Didn't Misaki herself say she would accept all criticism graciously? Graciously? No. The nerve of you. If you're so unhappy, why don't you be the leader then? That's right. This was excellent. I'm not being sarcastic. I mean it sincerely. What makes you say that? Huh? You don't know anything?
Again with this? Not everyone is like you and can tell just by looking. So if you notice something, just say it straight away.
I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you guys, why do you think Kuzu did that? She said to go ahead and state where we plan to investigate, even if it has no practical use, and that she... Excuse me again. And that she will impose punishments if it differs from the facts. Where are you going with this? Let's be honest here, we're not spending a whole day searching this school, are we? While there may be some who are eager to find even a single clue, most people do so without much enthusiasm, half-heartedly. There are also many people who spend time playing with friends or just lounging around in their private rooms.
How do you know that?
Because you do it. I told you, didn't I? Observation. It's all about observation. Little details like these are clues, you know?
At this point, this is giving me goosebumps. Chickens. Cluck, cluck.
Kana, I love you.
And?
So, I'll ask you, Tsubaki, since you're a prime example of someone who conducts investigations half-heartedly, haven't you been cooped up in your private room a lot lately?
I wasn't.
Why not?
I was just in my private room without any plans back then, and saying that felt a bit awkward.
Don't you understand by now? Kuzu was pretending to set you free while trying to control you. She's so perceptive. She deliberately created a situation where you'd have to leave your private rooms and watch each other.
Is there any basis for that?
Evidence? You'd know just by looking at that alibi list we've seen so often during deductions. It was so long ago you probably don't even remember who left the private room at what minute, entered where at what minute, and met whom at what minute. Except for the two who were sleeping in their private rooms. Everyone showed their face somewhere during that hour. And since those two usually did their investigation at the library, in conclusion, Kuzu's prediction turned out to be correct. If we hadn't been out of our room so often, do you think the culprit would have been caught? Has there ever been a situation where people vouch for each other's alibi like this in this, like in this scenario? I don't think so.
Do you think that was Miss Misaki's intended strategy?
Yes, I actually rate Kuzu quite highly. Okay. Answer Misaki's question with, I will tour the entire school building. You got an unknown response. If this question aims to be understood response, what are the vague answers? Yeah.
So there really was such a plan behind it all.
That's ambiguous. Does agreeing with this make me sound arrogant?
If that's true, then it wouldn't be mere arrogance without basis. That being said, I have no intention of withdrawing my skeptical response towards you, Misaki. I probably won't be following your guidance in the future. I hope you understand that. Why don't you just admit you're scared? Seriously, the pretense is too much.
Misaki, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. You don't have to worry about me at all. Just take care of yourselves. You've been through so much, you guys. Being brought here without any explanation and then subjected to such harsh treatment. What on earth does Monokuma want from us that he's doing all this?
Well, I don't think thinking about it now will help us learn anything.
You're right. I guess all we can do now is take it one day at a time. There are many more things I'd like to say, and new things to begin. But first, let's return to our dormitory. Everyone worked so hard today. Let's get some rest.
Misaki then stroked Mikawa's head as he cried. Starting with Misaki's footsteps, everyone remaining in the courtroom boarded the elevator. We emerged from the abyss, defying gravity, with a rattling, unpleasant sound. I think I'll try defying gravity. Oh yes, I'll try. By the time we stepped back into the school building, it was already past midnight. Most of the students immediately disappeared into their private rooms with exhausted expressions. Only a few of them exchanged brief greetings. The moment I put my hand on the doorknob, needles? Oh, not this again! Hey, sleepyhead. Because I knew who was speaking, I replied without looking back. Jumanji. Why?
Well, it's nothing important. Are you coming to the library to do our investigation again tomorrow? The number of people has decreased, but...
Thinking that it was truly a question befitting her, I finally turned my body to bring her into my view. I don't think that will be possible. I don't think I'll be able to have any more good memories with you in a place like the library. That seems difficult now. It's not that I don't want to talk with you. Just let me be alone for a while. There was no response. Taking it as a positive sign, I nodded in agreement and immediately swung the door open. And then I took a step inside. So is Jumanji gonna become best girl now, or what? Into a locked room called the private room. The moment I closed the door, what I did was throw myself onto the bed. This is hard. My current emotions were not the type that could be elaborately described. A single, primitive, and simple word was enough. Kizuki is dead. I made my own kind of atonement, but I couldn't tie things up neatly. Instead, all that I'm left with is regret. Unfinished words still linger, floating softly within my frontal lobe. As Misaki said, on top of wondering why on earth we had to go through this kind of thing in the first place like this, the struggle of figuring out who I am was weighing down on me even more, as if it was piling on top of everything else. For a moment, I even doubted myself during the class trial. I couldn't definitively refute the possibility that I had left my private room and killed Kizuki without even being aware of it myself. Anxiety and self-loathing have reached my peak. I can feel myself approaching my limits. It seems that, just like when the last trial ended, I'm slowly starting to feel a headache. Dude, don't. I had a headache 2 days ago, started at work, led all the way through yesterday too. I don't want another one. I wanted to do so much yesterday, like record this video, but instead I'm doing it today and I'll have a little bit less time to edit it and get it out by tomorrow, but that's fine, that's fine. While I'm lying in bed, I want to close my eyes and escape from reality. However, I can't fall asleep like this. There is one person I need to go and find. I touched my forehead and lifted my body off the bed. Oh, Kana. Hey, Kana. I hope they haven't fallen asleep yet. Ding dong, bing bong. As I feared, they've fallen asleep. It's not strange. Since they must be tired, I turned back, hoping for a next opportunity. At that moment,
Why?
hearing that uniquely slow voice that makes me forget what I wanted to say, I hesitate. Is this the right thing to do? No, still, it's better to face challenges than to let it fester inside. I gathered my thoughts and looked at her in the eye. You know something about me, don't you, Kana?
there. Ah! Even when everyone else is holed up in their own private rooms, you're out here. I had some monocoins left, so I came to get some prizes. Something like this popped up. Rhetorica. Why is this here? It's like a gotcha machine in the end, isn't it? Maybe they wanted us to use it together? Hey, are you staying here any longer? There's more? Do you have anything left to do? You must hate me. You must hate me just being in the same space with me. I'm sorry I didn't realize I'll leave as quickly as possible. Okay. I was just asking if you were staying longer. This is such a tiring habit. Hey, monokuma.
Yes, ego student? Do you need something?
No matter what I ask about this machine, you won't give me any answers, will you?
Boop, 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 boop. Well, I want to do what I can and not do what I can't. Given your level of understanding, I think there's enough to draw reasonable conclusions, so I'll keep my words to a minimum. More importantly, why did you suddenly take an interest in that machine? Was it because your natural curiosity as a top-tier high school engineer was piqued?
No, just... my head is a mess. If you are not going to tell me anything, then just leave.
Yes, as you order.
Bye. Damn it. In the end, is this all I can do? Is this it? She's playing the Rhetorica? Embrace it. The pain will one day become something you barely even notice. I need to know what you're telling me. I need to know too. All of these characters feel like they're main characters in their own right. You know what I mean? I feel like Tsubaki and Shoji. Hey, nice white coat. Shinano, Tsubaki and Shinano. I feel like they're kind of like dual main characters in their own right because they're best friends. You know, their stories revolve around each other. Same with the blind girl and the assassin, Justin. But even those two feel like they could be main characters in their own right. Everyone just has such interesting stories that I want to learn more about. Like Jumanji is coming out of her shell more. She's like trying to attach to our main character, who we still don't know a lot about, but he is like pushing her away. He's going up to see Kana, who apparently knows something about him. That's kind of cool. What is that? What makes him think that? What does she know? I don't know, but I look forward to finding out. I don't know when we're going to find out, though, is the thing, because this is all that's out. This is all that is out of Danganronpa Mauve. I'm taking a scarf, cool. Yeah, let's save. I don't think it's going to do anything for me, because this concludes Chapter 2 of Danganronpa Mauve, Hiruto Owada and the Crooked Academy. Did you enjoy it? The latest news about Danganronpa Mauve are posted on the official website, boom! And I've checked recently and there's nothing, but yeah. We'll be back with Chapter 3 soon. Thank you, Team Mob. Returning to the title screen. Well, I guess we'll get more when we get more, won't we? I have got some more games I want to play, though. This concludes Danganronpa Mauve for now, but I plan on picking some other stuff up. I don't know if I want to just stick with 3 games for a little while, see how things are feeling, see if I can incorporate some new stuff to my channel just to try and spice things up. I don't know. But I definitely have things I want to play, so we'll see if I play them. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like the video, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell icon, and I will see all you dudes in the next one. Okay? Peace out.